Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. My name's Ryan Selvey, and I'm really excited to be joined here by Kelsey McClellan today. Hi, good morning.
Hello, hi.
How are you doing?
Good. I'm excited to be here.
We're very excited to have you here. As I know that you're a fantastic photographer and you've got a great body of work, but for our friends in the chat that are watching live or our friends that are watching the replay, do you want to give a quick rundown of yourself? Like, let's say we met at a cocktail party and I said, hey, what do you do? Do you want to give your introduction of yourself?
Sure, yeah. I'm a photographer in San Francisco. I do commercial and editorial work. And that's my cat, Kitsune, right behind me.
Kitsune?
Yeah. But yeah, I
Better
shoot.
parties if you brought your cat to all your parties, though.
I know. Yeah. They're all house parties actually, so you can meet my cat.
Um, well, awesome. And so you said you do commercial and editorial. Do you have a preference on which one you like more?
I really enjoy doing both, because I feel like they're like such different challenges and like, limitations to each one. So like commercial stuff is usually very planned and like you're collaborating with a larger team of people. So you're
Hmm.
working with like art directors, agencies, like the client, to like put the vision together.
Lots of
And then
cooks in the kitchen.
editorial, yes, but that's fun sometimes and challenging in other ways. And then with editorial, it's like, a magazine just saying, hey, go to this location by yourself with no context, just like, do what you can in 2 hours and make it happen. So that's also
And
kind
you
of fun.
thrive on that challenge, on that risk, on
Yeah.
that uncertainty.
Yeah. It's fun to like, do what you can just by yourself. It's kind of
Right.
like, it's like different forms of exercise to me, where it's like, jogging or like weightlifting, like, it's all part of being like a well-rounded photographer. So
Love that.
it's
Well, I'm
fun.
going to real quickly before we hop into what we're going to be working on today. I do want to go ahead and I'm going to pull up your Instagram here, which is just your name, which is Kelsey McClellan.
Yeah.
That's two C's, three L's. We've got some really beautiful work across all the different fields as we were just talking about. We have a little bit of product photography. We have interiors, florals, cats, of course. You
Yeah.
also do some headshots as well as well, not headshots, but portraits,
Mhm.
um, amongst a bunch of other things. Do you have anything of these recent ones that you're particularly proud of?
That water glass, on top, yeah.
There we go.
That was pretty fun.
Wow.
That's film, so it
Really?
was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you tend to shoot on film or mostly digital?
I mostly do digital, but it was fun to use my friend's um what was it? The Mamiya RB67.
Very
Um
cool.
so it's fun to like use that in studio the way I normally shoot digitally.
And then do you know what
Um
film you shot on?
I don't remember what that one was.
Mhm.
I think
It
that
looks
was like a
beautiful though. I
portrait.
love the colors specifically in the bottom of the reflection and then the halo that it's giving onto the white below it, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I see Corey's also saying, "Wow, the colors of that first one," which is very, very pretty.
Yeah.
Um,
So it was fun to try to like get all that in camera just slowly with film. So because I
yeah,
feel like
that's
with
great.
digital, you can like take 1,000 photos and keep tweaking it. But this, I just had to like keep looking at it. You're just kind of staring at a water glass for hours.
Yeah,
Um, but that was
it's a
fun.
lot. Well, guys, make sure you check out her Instagram. Like I said, it's just her name. But then, what are we going to be getting into today with us on stream today?
Yeah, so today I'm going to be working through the body of images that I shot recently for the Unlock campaign I did with Adobe.
And what's the
So
unlock campaign?
yeah, they asked me to do a bunch of photos of pictures from my neighborhood, which is like a body of work that I did or have been doing for years now. I call it If This Isn't Nice. And I published a book under that name a couple of years ago. Um, but
A
since
photography
like,
book?
yes, yeah, I self-published the book.
Oh, very
Um,
cool. I'd love to hear more about that process too, as we're kind of working on stuff.
yeah, it was very fun. But since I published the book in like, I don't even remember when that was, 2022 or something. I kind of like put this project on the back burner so I could like focus on other things, but then I just kind of kept, still making work in the neighborhood since I live here. I was kind of just always shooting it. But they asked me to shoot neighborhood pictures and then use this new tool called the generative upscale,
Hmm.
um, which just like upreses pictures and like adds kind of like texture and sharpening. Um, so since that was the tool I was going to be using, I wanted to shoot with a camera that like would benefit from the upscale, because usually I shoot with medium format digital.
Okay.
So um, you don't really need to like upres
Because
photos
it's
that are
already
already,
there. The detail's
yeah,
already available.
they're already ginormous. Like you can already make those billboards like easily.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't I shoot with like my phone and my little point and shoot, like the cameras that I usually have with me if I'm not like planning to make work.
Right.
Um, like how do I like make something usable using this tool? When I don't like intend to make photos or, when I'm not necessarily prepared. Um, so yeah, this is all the images that I shot from those sessions with my phone and the point and shoot. And I wanted to start with just like everything instead of just the selects that I gave them, because I ended up like, choosing 10 to turn in for the assignment. But I wanted to show, kind of how many like bad photos you take for any assignment or like any day, like how not all of them are your picks, and then
Yeah.
like
They can
how
all
you
be
narrow
gold
it
stars.
down. Yeah, like you start with like 1 stars and then you like narrow it down, or you drop some and add some just like to make the body cohesive. So yeah, I thought that would be kind of
That sounds
interesting for
great.
people to
And I'm
see.
excited to be able to explore all these. I'm not trying to dox you in any way, but you can give us a very general area here. Where are
Oh
you
yeah.
based out of?
Yeah, I'm in San Francisco and I live in the outer Sunset. So all of these are
Okay.
shot in the sunset. Actually like
That's
very
cool.
close to my house, like walking distance. So
Nice.
like I put everything on a map then where it is and you can walk there.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome. A little photo walk. I did start a
yeah.
poll over in the YouTube chat of have you documented where you live? And so I'd love to hear what people think about. I've definitely documented the apartments interiors that I've lived.
Yeah.
Where especially when I'm moving out, I always am like, I need to make sure I get a panorama of the room. I need to make sure that I get this angle and to remember the space. But the more I think about it, it's funny how much we inhabit different areas and then we just don't have any documentation of our memories of the time and the place. And so I think it's super important. So
Yeah.
excited
And
that
like
this is a time capsule for you.
yeah, I started it because here, I'll just start like flipping through images while we chat.
Hmm.
Um, but I started it because, I moved here from Ohio and Ohio looks nothing like this. So I moved here and I was like, wow, everything is beautiful. And like, all these buildings are purple and like cool, like gates everywhere, cool
Yeah,
bushes
the
and stuff like
shapes.
that. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I was just first I started
Cool
like I
for
was really
sure.
drawn just to like just to bushes. So I started with that, like stuff like this years ago.
Right. Like
Um,
that's not tapestry, that's
topiary. Yeah.
topiary. Tapestry is
Yeah.
the cloth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But cool topiaries. Yeah, you don't get those over here really too
Yeah.
frequently in Brooklyn, but very beautiful. Uh,
Yeah, like the architecture here is very distinct and like unique, I think, to the west side of San Francisco.
yeah,
So yeah, I was just very drawn to how unique and colorful it is.
and
Because Ohio is like I'm just from the suburbs in Ohio where it's like, everyone has a grassy yard and
right,
it's
less
nice.
a little
But
bit less personality. I'm seeing
yeah.
Cody in the chat saying these are great photos. Nate is saying that he wants to document where he lives because it's rich with possibilities of doors and windows. Um, Nice to see you in the chat here, by the way, Nate. Also, Young Palace and Dino, Cody, and Harvest Hollow. If you guys have any questions, by any means, please go ahead, throw them in the chat, and I will make sure to relay them over to Kelsey. But no, love hearing about the places that you guys live and also your reaction to these photos. I'm loving that. Yeah, you started with something that was way more organic, and then have since now. There's a lot of automobiles, a lot of like the staircases and the structures of the railings.
Yeah, and look at
These
this.
cool
Like,
footpaths.
where else? Like, who else draws blobs in their like little driveway?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why that's a thing here, but it is, and I love it. So,
Oh, so that's something that is more frequent. That's not just like a
yeah.
one-off.
No, that's like you'll see that on like many houses where it's just like painted like blobs into the concrete of the driveway.
So we have
So,
our first question from Dino. Saying the usual question is, what camera does she use? So these are just off your phone, right? But
yeah, these are
what are
all
your
phone.
go-to cameras?
Yeah. My like actual camera that I do work is a Fuji 100, the medium format.
And you tend to bring that
Um,
around with you everywhere. And do you normally
yes.
bring a bunch of lenses with you, or does it tend to just be kind of one lens fits all?
When I shoot this stuff, I usually just bring one lens. So either I have a 120 millimeter, or I think it's like a what?
Oh,
Hold on,
that's a
I
big
have it
boy.
right next to me. I can get it out. Yeah, they're really big. They're like 1,000 pounds. I think it's
Yeah.
like a 24 to 70 or something like that.
And do
Let me
you
look.
normally kind of just sling it around your neck and go, or do you tend to bring a big camera bag with you?
Oh yeah, no, it's this. It's giant.
Oh
45 to 100. So it's like as big as my
man.
head.
Yeah,
It's not
that's so
subtle.
wild.
So yeah.
No, yeah, you can't really be a subtle photographer with any of those. It's not like, oh, I'm just, a hobbyist.
Yeah. No. Before I got that, I used the Pentax 645Z,
Ooh,
which was also a honker like that. Um,
she likes her
but
honkers.
yeah, it's like it's a workout.
Yep.
Um, but they take beautiful photos. So
Yeah. And so
um,
also when you're shooting these for this one, which you said you're shooting just on an iPhone, right? Are you
yeah,
just
so
using the
actually,
regular
yeah, this is just regular, this stuff like
camera app?
regular camera, iPhone,
Okay,
nothing.
gotcha.
I usually zoom to like 1.5 because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's way too wide for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually shooting with like pretty telephoto lenses. So I
Yep.
like I can't like when you get like a that's my problem with most point and shoots is like their fixed lenses are like, 28 millimeter.
Right.
Um, and that's just like way too wide. So
You
when I
really like
shot all
the cut
these,
in.
yeah, so this now that I'm on these ARW files, these are from my little point and shoot, which is a Sony CyberShot. Which
Sony
one is it?
Cybershot.
It's
Let
an
me
old
look
one
up
from
and see
like
what this is.
2013.
It's
Oh,
funny to see this make such a big comeback, like at like
oh yeah.
concerts too and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like even like social gatherings. I'll see someone just pull out a little point and shoot. Oh, look at a little
Yeah.
baby one.
Here it is. Yeah, so this is the RX 103. So
Hmm.
I got this one because it has this little like pop-up flash. And
Wait. Let's see that again. That's so fun. Look at that.
yeah, it's so tiny. It's really
I'd be
cute.
so scared that would break.
Yeah, I know it's pretty good and I got it used.
Oh, cool.
But this one has 70 millimeter zoom, so that's why I picked that one. Because
So
I
yeah,
like
you can still do
always,
that cut in like we were talking about.
yeah,
Um,
so I always want to
and
zoom.
I'm
Yeah,
seeing
so I
in
took
the
some of the same
chat.
pictures. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, you're totally good. Drew is here, saying hello. Good to see you
Hi.
here, Drew. If you have any questions, let us know. Right now, we're going over the Unlock campaign with Kelsey, and these are shots that she took walking around her area, and then being able to we're going to look into maybe how we edit them. But right now, we're looking at all of them, not the ones that have been edited or select. And we are in Lightroom. So if you have any questions about that, let us know. I know we have a few photographers that are here. So great to see you guys. And then our poll is if you've documented where you've lived, either through drawings or through photography or anything. Would love to hear how you kind of journal the spaces that you inhabit. So yeah, back to you, Kelsey. We're looking
Okay.
at crazy fences, crazy
Yeah,
cinder blocks, picket fences that somehow are still like now
yeah,
these even feel out of place out because you're outside of the suburbs, right? Like
yeah.
crazy
I
to
love
see.
this one. I took some of the same pictures with my phone and the point and shoot just to like play with like the differences between the files.
Uh-huh.
Um, it was kind of fun to compare like, how they capture color and what you can do with it later.
Young Palace is wondering if you pre-plan all your shots or if you discover your shots as you explore or both.
Um, I mostly just walk around and see what I see.
Yeah.
But now that I've been out here so long, I do kind of know where things are. Um, and like it's been kind of fun to revisit previous places, just to see kind of like how they change in the seasons. Like
Yeah.
if I go in February versus like July, like what kind of flowers are there, or like, what looks different.
Oh,
So
that
that's been
landscape
fun
changes.
now that I've been doing the same stuff for like almost a decade now. So that's kind of fun.
So then I'm
But it
also
definitely
seeing
started.
as you're flipping through these, the one that kind of looked like a Dr. Seuss out
Yeah. Yeah.
outside picture with that blue. I see that you're also rating them. Are you just using your keyboard to give them different stars?
Yeah, I'm just giving out like things that like stand out to me a one right now.
So, okay, so are you someone who the best quality is a one, or does one just
Uh,
kind of add it to a list and then we will revisit it?
yeah, one was just kind of marking it for later, like, okay, that one's solid. I'll come back to it. So that's like my
Oh,
first
also, Cody's asking if we can go full screen.
round. Oh, like this, like that. How do I do it? Like that?
Oh
Is that
yeah,
good?
yeah, that could work. Looks great.
Is that bigger? Better?
Yep, much bigger. Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, so I just do like a quick, I usually do it even faster. Like I feel like I'm being kind of slow right now because I'm talking, but
Oh yeah, well,
I just,
we still got 40 minutes, so we got plenty of
yeah,
time. I mean, I'm sure also people would love to see some of your editing process as well. But
yeah,
it's also really cool to go and see through just this collection.
yeah,
And through points that are present in all of them to make them feel unified, but they all also feel very individual. And yeah, you go from beautiful flowers to then this kind of taped down headlight,
yeah.
uh, which
I'll mark
is
that. I like
it gives a
that.
full vision of your space and the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, yeah, so like I feel like this part of the process is hard for a lot of other photographers I know. Like they get kind of like caught up in it and it like takes them forever.
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like I just do it fast and like go with my gut. Um, and then like even if I end up maybe like missing one that's actually like a star, maybe I'll find it years later when I go back through that selection.
Yeah.
Um, so it's kind of fun to see like what you're kind of drawn to at a specific time and what you kind of lose later.
And especially
Um,
also with how quickly people absorb content now. You kind of are the
yeah,
first barrier of test to see what grabs your attention when
yeah,
you're flipping through it so quickly. Not as a criticism of what you flip
yeah,
through
yeah.
now, but just in your process being able to flip through. I'm seeing Nate says that he's had 3 years of taking photos of a train station every single day and
Cool.
2 shots from a footbridge, which would be cool to see that almost as like a hyperlapse or something brought together to see all of them. That'd be nice.
Okay, so now this is stuff, maybe I'll save this for later, but I did take some pictures not like after the unlock campaign using my medium format camera just so we could like edit these as well. So you could see the differences between like file quality.
Hmm.
Um, but we can save those for later since they're just kind of like outside of the campaign, if that works.
Yeah. And then are you ever using these for any commercial needs or anything? Sean wants to know if you ever have concerns with property releases or if it's all just kind of under the umbrella of fine art.
For this stuff, it is like the umbrella of fine art, and I have been approached by homeowners like a couple of times, but most of the time it's out of like curiosity and like they're interested in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But sometimes people are like, you know, why are you taking pictures of my house? Get out of here, like delete that. Kind
Oh
of
yeah.
thing.
Wow.
Like
That's kind of
sometimes
scary.
yeah, sometimes it's a little aggressive, but that's very rare. Usually
That's the
it's people
minority.
like, yeah, usually people are like kind of delighted and, like one time that I was walking around and I walked by this lady who, if anyone else here lives in the Sunset, they might know her, but she walks around with like a macaw, like a parrot on her shoulder. So like I stopped to like talk to her and she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm taking pictures of bushes." And she was like, "Oh, you're a fellow eccentric then." And I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
that's
I
cute.
guess so."
I thought that was going to be a much sadder story of her getting mad at you,
No,
but that's really
no,
nice that
yeah.
I'm actually, that gives me an idea for another poll. So we're going to end this poll. It looks like 58% of you have not documented your surroundings. So maybe that is a challenge for everybody to maybe this week try to take a photo of just where you live so that you have it for you. You don't even have to post it anywhere. But I do want to know, has anyone ever yelled at you for
Yes,
taking a photo?
yes, definitely. Not really
Um,
yell, but oh yeah, a couple of
well,
people
yeah,
are
I mean,
like,
get off my property. I would take
yeah,
that as a yell,
yeah,
even if they're saying it in
yeah.
a calm voice.
Well, I'm always like on the sidewalk.
Mm,
Um, so like technically it's fine. Like you can take
right.
pictures from the sidewalk. But people are like, don't even take a picture of my house. And I'm like, okay,
You're like,
it's
okay,
fine.
all right.
But
I just thought it
sometimes
looked
like
pretty, but okay, it's
yeah,
fine.
I've gotten people to like kind of calm down if I like show them the picture. Like I'm like, oh look, but look how cool like your bushes look. And then they're like, oh,
Yeah,
okay. Like they kind of like a lot of people think you're like a real estate person and you're trying to like scope out their house or
trying to
something.
sell their house. Stop
Yeah.
trying to sell my house.
Yeah. Like I don't know. What if I could, I guess. But it's mostly fun. Like one guy came outside once because he noticed me shooting like I was kind of shooting like his balcony because he had the house that had like these bricks that were like protruding like rectangles.
Hmm.
And he was like, my dad was like the architect of this house, like, you know, however
Oh
many
wow.
years ago. And like, I grew up in this house and like he made this house and like one other house with the same kind of like brick style. And, he was like really charmed that I was like, into
Paying
it
attention to
visually.
that detail. It's like
Yeah.
the thing that you hope people unconsciously
Yeah.
acknowledge and recognize, but then especially when someone comes by and they're actually
Yeah.
intentionally paying attention to it is always good.
Mhm. Yeah. So I like wrote down his address then. And when I made the book, I mailed him a copy.
Oh,
Um,
cool. So yeah, for us that are interested in checking out your book, what is your book called?
it's called If This Isn't Nice. I have a here. Do you want me to pull up a tab of it from my website?
I also can if you don't wanna
Yeah,
we'll just
you,
talk,
you
but
go
also if you
for
wanna
it.
flip through
Yeah,
anything, you're more than welcome to.
yeah. It's under like personal projects, and then if this isn't nice, I actually have
All
a
right.
picture of the house I'm talking about, like on of the book, on the
Oh
book
really?
picture.
Let's see. I'm scrolling through now.
Oh yeah, you got it.
You said it's a brick, right?
Yeah, so when you go down, you get some pictures of the book. Yeah,
Oh, cool. And you did Spiral Bound. That's so
yeah,
fun.
spiral
I love
bound. Yeah.
Spiral Bound.
So that one, that's like the up one more. Right above it. Yeah, that one.
Oh,
That
this
like
one.
balcony.
Oh, with the beautiful, yeah, this
Yeah.
beautiful
The
brickwork.
one
That's
on
really cool.
the left facing page. Yeah, that was his house, and he was like, "Yeah, my
Oh, he
dad
did these
designed
vertical
this."
slats.
And those like
Oh,
weird
wow.
bricks that just like are like kind of like
Yeah.
hodgepodge on the
Oh,
face of
and
the.
these, I understand. I didn't realize these were even bricks. That's very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I don't
Oh.
actually even know what they are, but they look like weird bricks that are just like stuck to the exterior.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Okay.
kind of delightful. So I love when stuff like that can happen, or like when you meet the people who are like trimming the bushes,
Yeah.
like the gardeners of the topiaries. I'm always like, how long have you been doing this? And they're like, 50 years. So
All
just
right. Well, we
fun.
have a request to hop on into editing.
Okay, great.
People are
Yes.
excited to see what you do with your process. So maybe we pick out a image and we can hop on into it.
Yeah. I'll start with this. So that was good timing actually, because I just narrowed it down to the 10. Um, so this was like the hero image for the unlock. And I usually start any session by just like editing one of them. Um, and then I like copy. you'll see I'll just copy the selects to all of them and then like tweak each one individually from there.
Okay.
But I do
And so
have
you're
like,
starting off with the light area, right? So we've
yeah,
messed a little bit with highlights, with some shadows.
yeah. So
Do
I
you
feel like
tend to
with,
always start there?
yeah, I kind of always do like 50-50 on highlights and shadows, which is kind of a lot. Like I did this once in front of a Digitech and he was like, what are you doing? But like with medium format, there's enough information there that it can like really handle you like yanking things around. You just have to like be careful to not overdo it because you don't want it to look like too HDR. At least
Yeah.
I don't. Like I still want it to look like kind of real, but I do want it to look like what it looked like when I shot it and like your eye can see into shadows better than like a camera can in most cases with one exposure.
Yeah.
Um, so that's usually what I'm kind of working towards. Um,
And you're
like
generally doing this by eye, right? You're just like
yeah,
looking at kind of what
I'm just
looks right and
I'm just
how
tweaking.
it
Yeah.
feels with the image.
Yeah, and I pretty much always warm it up a little bit, especially on an iPhone. I feel like iPhone white balance is like the biggest flaw.
Yeah, it's
It's like
very cold, very flat.
it's like never what you want it to be, or if like, you're shooting something red, it'll like try to make it gray.
Yeah.
Uh, it's confused. But yeah, then I go to color, like the temperature. And I always go to vibrance, not saturation. Most people probably know that. Vibrance is for like your muted colors, and saturation is for like the brighter ones.
Yeah,
So
I think
like
that
oh, that's horrible, like I wouldn't do that.
the
Um,
early 2000s when Photoshop was everywhere online, I feel like everyone just cranked up that
yeah,
saturation all the way to
yeah,
100, and now you see it and
yeah,
you're like, "Whoa, this was like a
yeah,
photo
I'll do that.
bucket. Like what's happening?"
Yeah, yeah. So then I go into color mixer and um, I usually do the same thing like to each one. So it's like
Let's see if I can
I
zoom in
like
here.
I like the reds and like yellows to be really saturated. Um, Kind of all primaries I feel like are nice when they're more saturated.
Okay.
Um, and this looks so much better than like I'm pulling up the saturation of the yellow here. So like, let's see. Like that looks so much better than if I do like, you know, that, which is pulling up the
Right.
yellows too. But like it's the same, you're still doing saturation, but you're just doing it like on the color intentionally, and then it's just better on the color mixer rather than overall. Um, so I'll do it like pretty much everything in here. Um, and greens are always a big one for me because I feel like with any digital camera, like it just does not understand what the color green is. Um,
Green
like it's
is
like,
a interesting spectrum to
yeah,
begin with.
yeah. So I'll
Um,
just like, you can just like yank these around, figure out which way it needs to go. But like usually I feel like they're too yellow in digital cameras, so I'll make it more cyan. And then also like too saturated, so I'll pull it down. And same with luminance, like it's just like too light, so I'll like lower that to kind of add more density back into the green. Um, that's
I
just like
gotcha.
generally what I do. And then same thing, blues. I like the blues to be kind of like a peacock blue. Um, and that's from like um I used to collect, still kind of do, collect old postcards. And like I love how the blues become like kind of like this like neon color. I don't know if my screen's still showing, but I'll hold it up. It's
Oh, I
like
can switch
this.
over to you. Here we go. Let's
Yeah.
see.
See this kitty cat?
Cute.
Yeah. So it's like
Cute.
kind of hard to see the colors here, but like the blues and greens and old postcards are kind of always what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Um, like they're just like perfect. So I try to like, I don't know, something about the greens is like so nice in all of these. Um, so that's kind of what I started basing these off of when I first did this neighborhood series. I was just like, what's it look like if I like pull all the colors to like look like this old postcard? And that was like absurdly saturated reds and yellows and, you know, do you like it? And and it worked. So
That's cool.
um, now I kind of tone it for each image, but that was the original inspiration.
No, that's
Um,
great. Do you tend to find inspiration in a lot of print materials or digital spaces? How do you mostly get inspired?
mostly print materials. Or like a good thing to do is like if there's a photographer whose work you like, um, try to like color tone your images like theirs, just to like see if you can figure out what they do and like what sticks for you. Like, I think a huge inspiration for a lot of other photographers I know is for color work. Here, I grabbed the book before this, but was Lars Turnbjörk. I don't know how you say
Oh
his name.
yeah,
You guys are familiar.
that's great.
But
I can definitely
uh,
also see the inspiration
yeah, like
connection.
look how good that color is. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's that
Um,
green to yellow.
yeah, like any of this stuff like is so good. So yeah, like this is like film, obviously, but like it's amazing. So
Wow.
yeah, I recommend getting books, flipping through them, and then like seeing if you can tone images like what you're inspired by, and like if you really dissect each layer of color.
Hmm.
And
I'm
I guess
seeing
it doesn't.
Cody saying color grading is so hard for her.
Yeah,
Which yes, it's definitely it takes a process. The more you do it, the easier it gets, but it's still
yeah.
quite difficult.
So it helps when you just do like if you just do one, like and then batch it, then you can tweak each one from there. So here I'll like get there, but um for color grading now after color mixer, I usually just do shadows and highlights. And shadows, I try to make these like the temperature of the light in person. So shadows are usually cooler. So I'll pull them like, blue or kind of green, kind of on this
Hmm.
side. Um, and you don't need to pull it very far. Like that's insane. That didn't look like that. But
Right.
like, just like a little bit goes a long way. And then highlights the same thing. Like what color was the light? Because that's the color that you're manipulating. So like, that's making it too green, but like it was early morning, so like the light was really like nice and bright. So that's probably like too warm for like
And
what
can you
it
just
actually
walk
was.
through this kind of this radial control? So the inside and
Yeah.
the outside and how they're connected.
Yeah, so the outside of the wheel is more saturated, more intensity for the color of your highlights. And then you just wheel it around the spectrum for the color you want. And then you can like
And then
turn it
bringing
off
it
and
up
on. So like it makes a
like
big
before
difference.
and after.
Yeah. So that's on, off. Like I feel like it makes it like so much more realistic in the shadow, how it's just like the color it would be in real life.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I think a lot of, I mean, this comes up in illustration, graphic design, photography. People tend to forget that shadows have color and that they're not just like opacities of black.
mhm,
They, can be
exactly.
warm shadows. They can be cold shadows, and that adds a
Yeah.
lot of life if you have color in your shadows.
hmm Yeah. I went to art school for like painting mostly. So that's like all painting
Oh,
is
see, this all makes sense.
yeah,
It feels
is like
like this is
coloring your white
hand in hand.
black. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I guess I do kind of forget how how like literally that can translate sometimes, but yeah, and then this stuff I usually just do like a teeny bit of clarity, not a lot, doesn't need a ton. Um, I don't really use the rest of this, like, because I'm not like I'm always shooting telephoto pretty much, so I don't need these like, lens corrections. I'm not getting like any fisheye distortion. Um,
Great.
but yeah, after I do color, um, sorry, I keep flipping it like that. After I do color, then I'll like select all of my two stars and apply all the adjustments. So here, actually, let's just do one copy, copy edit settings, and then you can paste them.
And that just transfers everything for you.
Yeah, so that just does everything.
Wow, look at
to
that.
all
Yeah,
of
speaking of the shadows, look at the shadows of the grate
them.
above and the
Yeah, yeah,
diagonals that they're creating. And those
yeah.
colors are really cool.
So like none of these are quite right yet, but like it gets your base down. So then
Right.
from there you just kind of tweak each color, like the colors for each image. So I'll just do like this one next. Like this one feels a little cool to me. Um, so I'll bring like make that one a little warmer.
And it's interesting because yeah, it's got the cool of the walls and the shadows, but then it also has that warmth of the white up in the corner or the bottom left that's coming through.
Yeah, and this one feels like a little overexposed, so maybe I don't know, since it's okay, this is with my point and shoot, so the file might have like a little more leeway.
Yeah, there's some more
So
data.
yeah, so let's see what we can get back. So it's kind of like it's starting to look a little glowy, but I like that. So let's see.
Well, guys, also, we are over halfway through our stream, believe it or not. And I just want to take a moment, real quick, to go ahead and pull up our schedule. This is available on the Adobe Live Discord, which you can join. The link is in the chat and in the description. But you can see that coming up right after this, we have Office Hours with Nick Longo and Andrew Hockrottle. So make sure you stick around for that. Tomorrow, we have some new video premiere color mode with Joey and Francisco. We have File New, which is my creator and designer news show. And then we also have CA in LA for the Cinema Collective, closing out the day tomorrow as well. Make sure you check out Thursday's streams and also Friday streams. We've got TikTok on Friday. So, would love to see you guys there. And also love to see you in the Discord for talking when we are offline or even talking about the different streams. So make sure you check that out. Moving back to Lightroom, we have this really beautiful bush that is kind of like up curving into the composition based off of the hill that I guess it's on, and being then intersected with this fence post to create a really cool thing. But it also, once again, I know I mentioned Dr. Seuss more than once now, but you have like the multiple different curves going in different directions. So
Oh
then
yeah,
the curves going up the stairs and then the curves going up the other stairs, like very fun, lopsidey boop bop beep.
yeah.
And
Boop bop.
that's a technical term, boop bop beep,
Yeah,
going on in this one, which is cool to
yeah.
see.
So let's like figure out where to crop this, you know. Let's go there. Yeah, so oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Whoa, that one's super dark.
Yeah, so this white got like kind of blown out, so maybe we can do like, you know, a little gradient down there. Oh,
Ooh.
where to go? So I
Oh, I
use
see that
linear
people are
gradient
liking
a lot.
the chat. Appreciate the hearts in chat. Thank you very much. I'm also seeing in the poll that we have 53% of people have been yelled at for taking a photo, and
Yeah,
47% have not. So 47%. It's a pretty big number. You guys are doing pretty good there.
yeah, yeah, it's a lot.
So how did you add this gradient?
I went to this linear gradient tool, the masking tab. And then I just dragged the mask over the bottom where I feel like it's too bright. And then you just pull your tabs around. I don't think it needs too much because you don't want it to look like unnatural, but you know, that just feels more like in line with the rest of the image tone. So then I'll just pull the whites there. Kind of just like, you know, sections off what you want
Right.
rather than affecting the entire composition. So that feels fine to me. I'll go back to here. And I feel like this whole thing needs to be like a little warmer. I feel like reds and oranges can get adjusted here.
Yeah, so for this color mixer, we have the different colors across the top that you're then selecting for the different hues, so between red, orange, and yellow. That's just isolating those colors in the picture, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Also seeing Bree says, "Love the boo bop beep." Yes,
Yeah.
the boo bop. Yeah, no, I think this is my favorite picture so far today. Just because, yeah, we have the cool different
Yeah, there's a
arches,
lot of
and then even on the
layer.
left, like
Yeah,
the uh, I guess support the hold up. That's off to the left.
this
That's then
thing.
also going off. Yeah, that one
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So many curves and lines.
Yeah, like look how cool this is. I want this. I don't know what
Yeah,
that is.
little
Um,
window situation.
skip these. Okay, so this is another one that was a final. So I feel like this one can be more green, like a little more vibrant. So I'll pull that saturation back a little bit, but I think the color tone's right. Like the bush feels right to me. So it's like so subtle, but sometimes I have to walk away from my computer if I've been looking at color too long.
Oh yeah, no. Sometimes it's best to just even like when I always say it's like when you paint in a room, um, and um, being able to just like take a like you can see so much stuff, and then you leave and you come back and your eyes adjust to something else, and then all of a sudden, it changes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Um, so a trick for that is changing your background color too. Like sometimes if I'm trying to like get a tone right, I'll put it on like the color level that I like need that I'm matching. So like middle gray is usually what I start with, but if I'm matching something that's darker, I'll put the black on because I'm trying to get my blacks to match. Like I'm trying to get the tone right in black. Um, but yeah, it's fun to like keep moving these around, but I just leave it at gray to start with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just get it into a good place where it feels a little bit more lively.
Yeah, like the tone
Has
feels
it doesn't feel
correct.
as sterile. We don't want our pictures to feel like the DMV.
No. So, ooh, let's go to this one. So this is actually a phone file, which you can kind of tell in the shadows how it's starting to get just like kind of like blobby there, kind of just
Right.
muddy. Um, so let's see what we
And
can
it's also
do.
interesting when you have on a shoot and you have multiple different cameras, being able to have to adjust it differently just based off of the different formats that you have, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of fun to like, just like see what type of file works in a way you like it to. So like, you start to notice the difference between like Sony files and Fuji files and, Nikon files, like all of that. Like they're all going to capture color and tones differently. Um, and I just have always liked Fuji and I loved Pentax for like that's why I stuck with the Pentax for so long, even though it was like such a glitchy, like clunky camera, but like the files are so beautiful. Sometimes
Yeah.
I still look at like my old raw files from that camera and I'm like, oh, I miss that. But I sold it like a fool and I should have kept it. So that feels like a good sky tone for me. So I've been messing with blues the whole time there. Um, and then I feel like this like let's see if we can get this feels like a little too yellow. So like I know concrete should be more gray. So I usually try to like play with that. So a little cooler is kind of nice, huh? Like
Yeah,
that
no, and
feels,
also the reds up against the grays of the sidewalk.
yeah.
Um, okay, that's that. It just works so well, especially with the darkness.
Yeah, so let's try let's get those reds like what is it even doing a lot here? I don't know. Yeah, sometimes you're like, okay, that's red, but then like your color mixer doesn't pick it
Doesn't
up,
agree with you. It's like
doesn't,
no, it's
yeah.
not. You're like, then
Yeah.
what color is it?
Yeah, so you can use the little picker tool and click it and it'll give you, okay, so that's picking it up as orange. So you're like, okay, then you can tweak that. So that's a handy tool. That's really helpful, I find, with like skin tones. Because skin can be like very yellow or red or,
It can
anything.
react very dramatically.
Yeah. And so usually I just pull down whatever saturation's there to try to make it a more like, you know, more proper skin tone.
Yeah.
Um, but
And would
yeah,
you say that
that's
your editing process is pretty similar to when you are using these adjustments on humans and with portraitures, or do you approach it differently because it's not exteriors?
And actually it's kind of similar. I mean, I don't do like you don't need to do as much. But I do still do the same kind of light treatment, maybe less so on skin because it's like, you can't really like pull it as far. Like that would look insane on a person.
Right.
Um, but you can kind of get away with it when it's like architecture or like a still life or something that like works slightly surreal, um, versus like a person's portrait. Like you're not gonna, make them look not human unless that's your goal. So,
Right.
yeah, but I still do the same color mixing, color grading on portraits, for everything. So, yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know, this could use maybe more
I'm
black.
seeing a great comment in the chat from Robert, which is saying that the changes in color correction techniques are so wild that years ago we would correct for a balanced white, black, and neutral in an image, but now there are so many ways to affect the image and emotion. Wow. Which, yes, no,
Totally.
it's kind of like, the pendulum always swings. Even with animation, it was like everything was like, make it look like absolutely sterile, make it look like it has, absolutely no character or relevance
Yeah,
in there. And then now very much it's like, okay, let's take a step back, let's like be human again.
yeah, yeah. What's the trend for the moment? I
Which we're
feel like
very
the
happy
whites in this
textures.
one, the whites are like a little too yellow. So I'm gonna pull those whites actually to blue. Like I'm looking here, and I kind of like that more. Like just very subtle. But that feels more balanced to me than where we started. So, oh
Great.
yeah, same.
And we got about 10 minutes left, or a little bit less than that, actually. I
Okay,
know
so
that you mentioned that you wanted to
cleaning.
also take a look at some of the upscale um, situation.
Yeah,
Did you want to hop into that real quick?
yeah. So we'll do that. But first, when I was doing this project, I noticed this like use generative AI for cleanup. And I was like, okay, what's like the difference between that and just like regular heal? And
Mm-hmm.
it's really good. So it's like you can kind of take a bigger, like less refined section of area and it'll like clean it pretty well. So let's see.
And so I got that.
Like that's
Oh,
amazing.
look at that. Yeah, and it understands the texture too to be able to then
Yeah.
apply that to having kind of the surrounding area so it feels seamless.
Yeah.
Um,
So
which is
like you
good to
don't need to
see.
use it obviously on all the spots. But I feel like it worked really well on areas where there was like intersection with multiple textures or surfaces. Like it was able
Mm-hmm.
to kind of like read what was on, what was a different object. Like see how that kind of like, mm, you know,
Yeah,
kind of smudged right there. But with the other one, like it probably will not do that. Let's see.
contextually understand what
Yeah.
is kind of a continuous image from something that is kind of next to it, adjacent to it, or continuous. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's really nice. And I don't do like a ton of cleanup on images because I still want them to look, um, I want them to look real. I don't want anything
Yeah.
to look like it's like a weird like illustration of a building or something. Like I want it to look like, so this is like not totally great,
Yeah,
but
or like when I
uh,
see TV shows when it's like clearly shot on a soundstage, and you're like,
yeah,
New York City has never had that clean of a sidewalk in
yeah,
all the hundreds of
yeah,
years that it's existed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I never want it to look too like perfect, but I do like to get rid of like distracting elements. And like for this one, I'll probably get rid of this just because, more
Oh, even the house number.
more anonymity for the homeowner or something. Like I would leave that if it was for my own work, but like if it was like for a client or something, just like get rid
Yeah,
of it. Or sometimes I don't really like the style of numbers, like it's like too much style of a like specific genre I don't like or something.
yeah.
The more you can like neutralize it, it's nice. So like I don't even feel like I need to get rid of all this. Let's see, that was kind of crazy there, huh? So we can get rid of that better.
I'm seeing Robert's mentioning that he used to work for print, which was a whole different animal because they'd
Yeah.
have to really, especially with newsprint, have to focus on that medium and how it was printed. But it's exciting to watch and learn, and that he loves the attention to having detail in the shadows. Yeah,
Hmm.
agreed.
Yeah, it makes a
Thanks,
big
Robert.
difference. So yeah, let's do generative upscale now. It should be here. Generative upscale. So yeah, you can pick how much bigger you want it. If you want to do 4 times, it'll tell you how large. 2 times there. Let's go 4.
Just go big or go home, right?
Yeah, we're going big. Um, so you can see here it like can take a minute scaling.
Well,
Um,
also it's taking into effect like all just as we were messing with the different editing out the chord off to it, it's taking the whole concept of the image, but then it's also blowing everything up, adding more texture,
yeah,
and making things more lively, which is
yeah.
exciting to see. um, and then also, as we're waiting for that, I guess we're also getting towards the end, so I guess we could also talk a little bit um, about what we went over today and what we can expect to see from you next. So we were looking at different collections of your piece that you have, where you were going around your neighborhood and your area and documenting and taking different shots of exteriors. And then we looked through culling in Lightroom. We also did some color editing, and then we did some distraction removal. And then also now we're working on some upscaling. You guys can see here in the top left, right above the tabs, you can see a little slider that is progressing for upscaling. Since we did 4 times, that is a notably larger image. So it
Yeah.
does take a little bit of time.
It's actually
But
going pretty fast, I feel like, for 4 times.
making its way across.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Um, so then let's see. And then, yes, coming up right after this, we have our friends Nick Longo and Andrew Hockrottle. They'll be reimagining iconic brands by switching their branding. And they're telling you that you can learn how to visualize your ideas and present new concepts if you stick around. Nick Longo is a creative director behind Longo Designs. Andrew is a brand identity designer based in California, and it's always fun. So their show coming up next, Office Hours, is Brand Slam Construction, episode 303. Over 300 episodes. Like, that's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. Longest running show on Adobe Live.
So here's our upscaled one. So it makes a new file for you and puts the gigapixel 4 times as a raw file next to it.
Wow.
So yeah,
I mean,
hard to
yeah,
tell here,
and
but when
switching
you
between
zoom
the two,
in,
it's like it updated the details so well. It just
yeah,
has it as a larger image now for your reference, and
yeah,
to take up more space on your computer, because you said,
yeah,
I'm tired of all this space.
yeah.
I want
So
less.
yeah, so I printed this file. Actually, I have the print right next to me, but I'll leave it there. But it makes a big difference when you're printing it because I printed this 16 by 20 then, and like, it just looks way better printed then. Even if like, you probably don't need this digitally all the time, like you don't need to
Right.
upscale it. But when you're printing it, it makes a huge difference because usually when I prepare a file for print, I am sharpening it and like, I'm kind of brightening it a little bit, but like this will do that for you nicely,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're starting from a lower quality file. So this printed 16 by 20 like easily with that. And I think I only printed even the 2 times. That was enough. Um,
Okay. That's
so
great.
yeah, but then I know we're running out of time, but when I
Right.
like tested it on one of these medium format files, like these are huge, you can like another good application of it is just zooming in, like if you wanted to crop into this, and then you could like use the upscale, like it helps with that. Then you get like, like I could print this fine.
Yeah, and then you can have what was previously a small portion of your image can then become a piece that you can actually
Yeah,
explore and work with. So that's
yeah,
very good.
totally. Um, And it also helps with like a little bit if you have like a teeny bit of motion blur in a picture, I noticed. Because sometimes like when I'm walking around, I'm shooting so fast, like I'll get slight motion blur because like I usually just like take a step, snap it, and then I keep walking. But I was
Yeah.
shooting at like 80th of a second or something, and then I'm like, ah crap, like that's actually like has like a teeny bit of motion blur.
Yeah.
And I noticed that the upscale helps with that. So pretty cool.
Very cool. It's nice little shot saver for you for the times when you get a shot, but something's just slightly off about it. Being able to bring detail
Yeah.
back is really
Yeah, and
cool.
that's surprisingly a lot. So it's fine.
That's a
Happens
life
to
of a
everyone.
photographer.
Yeah.
Well, once again, thank you to Kelsey for joining us and walking us through this process. You can find her on Instagram at Kelsey McClellan, and you can also go to kelseymcclellan.com. Make sure you guys go and you check out her book as well. You can get to everything through personal projects. You've got, food, still life, people all about up here. You got New York Times with a dog. It's great. Um,
That was really fun.
Thank
That
you
was the
so
best.
much for taking the time to hang out with us, and we learned a lot. So thank you so much, and thank you to everyone in chat as well, who came in between Robert and Dino and Bree. Cody, thanks for moderating, as well as having Nate and Drew here, which is nice. But yeah, thank you so much,
Yeah, thanks everyone.
and
Oh,
we'll
cool.
make
Wow,
sure you guys
my
stick
cat
around because we
stayed in the
have.
whole.
Oh yeah, and thanks to the cat, of course. Thank
Yeah,
you to the cat.
he was here.
Can't.
He was like moral support.
Thanks for the moral support. All right, guys, stick around. We've got office hours going up right now, so check it out. Bye.
Bye.